Okay, welcome back, friends. Now let us talk of a very important energy source called nuclear energy. There are two types of nuclear energy: fission and fusion. Right? So let us understand fission first, and then we'll talk of fusion. So nuclear energy is generated through the process of nuclear fission. Fission means splitting, sorry. Right? Fission means splitting. In nuclear fission, a heavy nucleus, mainly uranium, is bombarded with a low energy neutron. In this process, it splits into two lighter nuclei with a tremendous amount of energy or tremendous release of energy, and this can be utilized to boil water to run turbines. And if this is not controlled, it will result in an atomic bomb. An atomic or a nuclear bomb. This is an uncontrolled fission reaction. While this, to get electricity, is a controlled fission reaction. And this occurs in the nuclear reactor. Right? In the nuclear reactors only. So nuclear energy is generated in a controlled manner. In where? In the nuclear reactors. But the major hazard, the problem, danger, hazard means danger of nuclear power generation is the storage and disposal of nuclear waste, because they are radioactive. That's a very big problem of nuclear energy. Nuclear energy is very nice source of energy. 1 kilogram uranium, nuclear grade uranium, can give enough electricity to meet the demands of entire Surat city for one whole week. So you see, it's such a big source of energy. But only the problem is the nuclear waste is very dangerous to dispose of, to store it. It will stay as it is for thousands or millions of years, and if by any chance it leaks into the atmosphere, right, or into the water, it will cause large scale pollution. So this is how the reaction occurs. We have a uranium isotope uranium 92. It is bombarded with a neutron, right, and ultimately will break into two compounds. This is barium and this is krypton. The barium and krypton, two compounds, it breaks, and two more neutrons are released. Sometimes even 3 neutrons are released, right? So 2 or 3 neutrons are released, and these neutrons, if they are not controlled, right, in a controlled fission, what happens? These neutrons are absorbed, right, and only the energy is used. But in an uncontrolled reaction, what happens? These 3 neutrons will further I bombard 3 more uranium, and again 3 more neutrons are generated, which will further affect 3 more uranium. So what will happen? We'll have 3, then 9, 27, 81, 243 onwards, and in few seconds, we'll have a big boom, a nuclear explosion, because a lot of energy is generated in a few seconds. In a controlled reaction, these things are absorbed. This is absorbed, the energy is absorbed, and only one neutron is again allowed to hit one uranium, and the whole reaction will occur in controlled manner. This, my friends, is how a nuclear reactor looks like. Right? This is a nuclear reactor. That very big plants are there, and lot of energy is released. You can see these are the nuclear the fission occurring up here in this reactor up here, and these are the cooling towers. Second type of nuclear energy is fusion. Fusion means to join. Right? See, fission means to split, so fusion means to join. Nuclear fusion means joining of lighter nuclei, especially hydrogen isotopes, to make a heavier nuclei, helium. Right? Hydrogen to helium is the conversion. Right? Most commonly hydrogen or hydrogen isotopes like deuterium or tritium. The isotope of hydrogen are deuterium and tritium to create helium. So you can see hydrogen plus hydrogen is creating helium, right? And this entire reaction is like 2 hydrogen plus 2 hydrogen forms helium, and one nucleus is released, and plus energy is secreted. And my friends, this energy is much more than fission energy. Right? A tremendous amount of energy is released. The sun itself, all the energy of the sun, all the stars, the energy of the stars are because of nuclear fusion reactions. See, a deuterium nuclei and a tritium nuclei, right, or atom of deuterium and an atom of tritium are fused together at a very high temperature, right, a temperature of 10 power 5 Kelvin temperature. Right? At this very high temperature, the fusion will occur and a helium nucleus or atom is generated. One single neutron is released and energy is obtained. This is a hydrogen a fusion reactor. Right? This is a fusion reactor. Right? A very sophisticated piece of machinery. By the way, this is a man. This is the man who has gone in for repairs. What are the advantages of nuclear energy? So a very large amount of energy is obtained in economical way. The byproducts after fission may be further utilized. Right? Still, we have yet to find better ways of using these byproducts. Disadvantages of nuclear energy or fission reaction is the radioactive materials required for fission give out harmful radiations like gamma rays, which cause cancer, leukemia, that's blood cancer, and other genetic disorders. If an accident occurs, it will explode like a very big nuclear bomb, destroying all lives around. And the radioactive materials are non-biodegradable. वो टूटेंगे नहीं, ऐसे पड़े रहेंगे. This means the waste products will continue to emit harmful radiation for a long time. Right? That is why nuclear power plants should be kept under very close observation for possible leakages, because any leakage and the entire area will have to be emptied and cannot be nobody can stay there for years to come. Now, an uncontrolled fusion reaction, is nothing but a hydrogen bomb. In the same way, a nuclear bomb is an uncontrolled fission reaction. Same way, an uncontrolled fusion reaction is a hydrogen bomb. So it is based on thermonuclear fusion reaction. A nuclear bomb based on fission of uranium or plutonium is placed at the core of the hydrogen bomb. See, in hydrogen bomb also we use fission reaction also. This nuclear bomb is embedded in a substance which contains deuterium and lithium or tritium also. When the nuclear bomb is detonated, exploded, the temperature of this substance is raised to 10 power 7 Kelvin in a few microseconds, and this high temperature creates sufficient energy for the light nuclei to fuse, and a devastating amount of energy is released. This is a hydrogen bomb. Right? Big hydrogen bomb carried by a plane. See, this is a plane, right? And a jet plane is carrying this hydrogen bomb. And if a hydrogen bomb explodes, this is the explosion. And it is much, much bigger than the nuclear explosion which was done over Hiroshima or Nagasaki. Right? Hydrogen bomb is very, very, very destructive. We just pray to God that such a day never comes where we have to actually see a hydrogen bomb explode over a city and kill so many countless lives. Okay, friends, I think so. This whole lesson is now over. Yeah, the consequences of using energy resources or of preserving energy resources is always there. We should use these energy resources with utmost care and utmost caution. Especially the non-renewable energy resources should be used judiciously. Otherwise, we will not have them in the near future. So we should use less of our traditional non-renewable energy sources and start using and start developing new and new methods of this non-conventional modern sources of energy. We saw they have so much potential, these modern sources of energy. We have unlimited energy potential that is there in the sun, in the wind, in the water, in the nuclear with fusion fission reactions both. So there's no limit to energy which we can generate. It's only about how to find the technology, and human beings are very intelligent enough, diligent enough. We are going to find new ways of solving our energy crisis. So I hope you understood this whole chapter, you followed this whole chapter. Thanks for watching the entire series of this 7 videos. Right? Bye friends.